Hello, everyone. I'm going to demonstrate solving the advent of code problems with Lamdu again. Um, yes, I'm going to start in 2 minutes. You may have been notified that I'm going to do this. I discovered I can I can set up the stream before doing it, and it appears like this. Let's see if I reload the page. Yeah, it's live now. All right, cool. So let's already start opening the question. So the stream would start right at it. Yeah, and if I should be around here. If anyone is here, even feel free to tell me just hi. I saw that there has been some feedback for the streams after the fact, which is cool. Anyhow, let's open today's question. All right. Tuning trouble. Okay, I'm going to skip over the description. Okay, so I just opened the problem. I'm going to skip over the description and I'm going to skim over it to make it a little bit more interesting. So appears like the input comes in this form. And yeah. So I don't know, let's start with pasting the input. So we'll close yesterday's problem. And this is the input. Now, what are we supposed to do with it? Okay. There's a start of packet marker in the data stream, right? And the start of packet is 4 characters that are all different from each other, I guess. The first position where the most recently received characters were all different. Okay. Okay. So I just need to send the to come up with the position where the marker ends. How will we do that? First, let's iterate over the characters, right? And I suppose we also want a count, a running count of the character position, where I guess they're probably starting to count at 1. So yeah, we have indices for the characters. What we also want, oh, you know what? Nah, I think what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to go over this and press Command Delete to replace parent expression. It's a structural editing operation. And, you know, let's just iterate over indices in the text for, let's say, answers. So I'm going to start from 4 to length of text as a bytes. I'm not going to length of text, which I am unpacking to bytes. I'm going to iterate over all of these, and then I'm going to check if all of the characters in the substring are unique, right? So I will turn this first of all into a slice from the text from num -4 to num, right? So the first one is mjkj. Let's make this 4 into a marker len, right? And use it here as well. And I want to check if it's all unique. Let's get my face out of the way. So how may I check if it's all unique? Suppose put me here. Okay. As you see, I'm doing this live. Yeah. One way is to iterate over all of the characters and notice there are no other characters. I don't know, maybe part 2 would be more complicated. We can sort it, check if there are no adjacent similar bytes. So yes, so let's turn this bytes to an array. Bytes to array to bytes. I want from bytes turns it into a list. Let's sort it by sorry. Okay, so we now have it sorted, and let's turn this into an array, I guess. Oh, it's already an array. What am I doing? Sort returns an array. So let's just iterate over the indices. So, you know, do this one to marker len dot any of them, then array at, let's call num1 index, and you know what? Let's make the abbreviation for index idx, right? Why not? Yes, that is equals to array at index -1. So this would be, and actually I don't want to map, I want to find well, actually no, I want to check they're all different. Let's do it that way, right? So let's do num1 isn't num2, right? And paste them in. These are stuff we need to make a better UX for editing these kind of stuff. Instead of any of, I'll say all of them are different, right? And instead of map, again, I'm going to just find the first one. So first such that func. And it's saying in this case it's 7. So not here, not here, not here, there's 2 Q's. And in the case of 7, J, P, Q, M, they are all different. Right? And my face is still in the way of the code. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll make myself a bit smaller. And let's see, is 7 the answer here? Yes, it is. And in this case, the answer should be 5. Let's make it into a function, right? we call it advent 6. And yeah, so in this case it's 7, in this case it should be 5, right? It is 5. And in this case it should be 6. All right. 10. Looks like our code is working. So let's get my own puzzle input. It's this thing. All right. It's this thing and it's long. Let's extract it to advent 6. My input. The answer is 1356. According to my code, if I don't have any bug, 1356. Submit. Right? Let's go to part 2. We also need to look for messages, not just the packets. Okay. 14 distinct characters. Okay. So let's go over their examples again. Let's make marker len. So it would have been nice if we had an operations to extract this into an argument, but we don't. But let's to make it consistent with the other implementations, I'll add a part 2 argument, and I'll make marker len. So if part 2, yes, then the answer is how much? 14. Otherwise, it's 4. So part 2. Yeah, let's just check part 2. No reason part 1 should break from this. So here, the answer is 19. Okay. 23. Let's skip to the last example and not check each one. Maybe there's a trick in the last one specifically. No. So let's just do advent 6. My input. And the answer is 2564. Is that the answer? 2564. 2564. Submit. Yeah. All right. So this one may have been the quickest so far, even though I stumbled a bit in the beginning. Let's review what we did. Let's do it with the first shorter input, if you don't mind. Yeah, also, let's do the part 1 example first, right? So the marker len was 4 because this one is not part 2. All right? This line is highlighted in green to show that the else branch was chosen. Okay, and let's sorry, let's press Command V on func. Okay, looks better now. So we're iterating over all the possible answers according to their order because we're looking for the first one. Right, dot first finds the first one which satisfies the condition, and then they are tested. Yeah, so in the case of 4, the bytes were MJ, QJ. So we show the values as bytes, but also as a string, because oftentimes, if you get bytes over the network, they represent a string. Yeah, I know that some repos do it heuristically. We show both. And of course, the annotations, if I press F7, I can make the code nice and clean. It's really easy. But yeah, I want to see the values here. So in the case of MJ, QJ, already did the first one, it was false. In the case of JQ, JP, yeah, it's sorting them, and the first one happened to be false. J is the one, and in the second case, the first characters it checked in the sorted sequence were not the same, but then we can use the arrow here, and at some point, yeah, they were both 113, and only in the last one it checked 7, which is the answer. All of the neighbors in the sorted arrays were different. Yes, so if you want to see more demonstrations of Lamdu, check for the rest of my streams in the channel. I kind of feel like this one may have been too easy. I don't know. Yeah. So that's it for today. Bye for now.